Are you tired of having a cluttered home? Well, you must be because you clicked on this video, right? Today, I'm going to share my top tips on how you can have a clutter-free home and start simplifying your home today. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button below and tap the bell to be notified when I upload videos every single Tuesday on minimalism and simple living. The first thing you want to do is look at all of your unused items. You want to analyze them and ask yourself, why are you not using them? Are they not in good condition anymore? Are they just hanging around because you have some sort of attachment to them? Try to ask yourself these questions and see, why are you not using them? And if you haven't used them for a very long time, then it might be a sign that it's time for you to let that go. There are so many reasons why we hold on to unused items, from having attachments to them, to just completely forgetting about them, to having this item just completely shoved back into the closet or a drawer or something like that, and you just totally forgot you even had it. Even if it's something that you haven't used for a long period of time, you might not realize it, but it's actually taking up a lot of space in your home and cluttering up your home. If you are going to use the item, then great, use it and keep it. But if you know you're not going to use it, then go ahead and get it out of your house. Do not reward yourself with stuff. Leave a comment down below if you guys have experienced this, where you bought something because you felt like you deserved it and are using it as a reward to yourself. Of course, there is nothing wrong with that, but if you're not going to be intentional about what you are buying, then that is going to easily add clutter to your home. I've definitely been guilty of that, where I've been shopping for things because I felt like I deserved it, or I was having a bad day or bad week and I just went on a shopping spree and just impulse shopped on things that I didn't even really need. However, there are different ways that you can still reward yourself without adding clutter into your home. For example, you can treat yourself to some ice cream, or you can go buy some flowers for yourself. You can have a spa day at your home, or go hiking and exploring in the city near you, or somewhere that you've just always wanted to go. I know how hard it can be to not reward yourself with stuff, but if you're not going to be intentional with what you're buying, then it's probably going to add clutter to your home and just take up some space that you probably don't even have. Make sure that everything has a home. This will not only help your space feel less cluttered, but it's also going to help you find things way easier than if they're just scattered all over the place. From your keys to your wallet to your purse to anything really, you have to have a home for all these things, because if you have a certain designated space for them, then they're just going to be so much easier to find, and they're just going to be easier to put away as well. By having a home for like items, you are going to have less visual clutter in your home. If possible, have less furniture. So we tend to use furniture as storage sometimes, and we don't even realize we're doing it. For example, my old nightstand that I had right next to me by my bed had 2 drawers, and they were filled to the brim with basically just junk. I had that nightstand for a few years, and I always thought that I needed to have a nightstand with drawers so I can put my stuff in there. However, when I went through it and decluttered it, I ended up decluttering most of the stuff that was in there, about 90 to 95% of it. And the rest of the stuff, I ended up finding homes for everything else. And I realized that I didn't really need to have a nightstand with 2 drawers to stuff things into. Right now, the nightstand that I have has no drawers in it, so I'm not hiding things or shoving things in there that I don't need. It's simple, it's basic, and it really just has everything that I need on top of it that is easy accessible to. Another great benefit of having less furniture is having less things to clean, which is pretty awesome, right? Declutter regularly. So one of the things that has really helped me to have a clutter-free home is to just always be decluttering. Whenever you come across something that you feel like you don't love anymore or that you don't use anymore, like I said in my first tip, then see if you can declutter it. After being a minimalist for over 3 years, I find myself that I'm now just constantly decluttering without even having to think about it. Once in a while, I will come across something that I'm like, hey, I can replace this with something, or I don't need this anymore, or it's just something that I haven't used in a while and I know I will not use it, and that's when I go ahead and declutter that. Decluttering regularly has definitely become like second nature to me. I don't even really think about it anymore. I just will see something and automatically know that it's something that I can get rid of. If you do this as well, it's definitely going to help you reduce the clutter in your home. Deal with the mail immediately. Mail is one of those things that a lot of us have issues with and just clutters up our home very fast because 90% of the time our mail is pretty much junk mail. The problem with mail is that we will get our mail, bring it home, and then just toss it to the side and wait days and days for it to ever look at it again. And then we just let it pile up and then have a never-ending mountain of paper clutter. If you deal with the mail immediately as soon as you get it, it's going to help reduce that paper clutter. In my next video, I'm going to share how to deal with paper clutter, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss that video. This next one I've talked about a million times on my channel, and I just keep bringing it back up because it definitely is one that has helped me stay clutter-free, and that is the one in and one out rule. Basically, for anything that I bring into my home, one thing must go out. This has really maintained the clutter in my home, especially with my wardrobe. Whenever I bring in a new t-shirt or jeans, I will make sure that I get rid of an old pair of shirt or jeans. The one in and one out rule is definitely like my holy grail of tips because it really has helped me personally to maintain a clutter-free home. Another tip to help you stay clutter-free is to borrow. I feel like this is very underrated and people don't do this as often as they should. Before you think about going out to purchase something that you need, try to see if you can ask your family or friends if there's something similar that they have that you can borrow. For example, when we have an event to go to, our first initial reaction is,
I need to go to the store to buy a new outfit or a new dress.
But before you resort to that option, try to see if you can ask a family or friend if they have anything that you can borrow for the event. Not only will this not add clutter to your home, but you're also going to save some money because you are borrowing this from another person. Of course, you can't borrow everything from a friend or family member, but depending on the situation, you might be able to find something that you can borrow and also save some money while you're at it. Do not bring stuff into your home that you do not have a place for. So when I'm out shopping and let's say I see something really cute that I really like, I first stop and ask myself, where is this going to go? Where in my home am I going to put it? And when I start thinking about that, I realize, you know what? I don't have any space in my home for this item, so I don't buy it. Or if it's something that I really do want and really do need and I do not have space for it, I will do that one in, one out rule and get rid of something so I do have the space for something that I want to buy. Oftentimes people will buy something and then when they get home and realize that they have no space for it, where does it end up? It'll end up in the back of the closet, into the garage, into storage, and that is how clutter builds up in your home. Have a donation bin lying around your house. So again, this makes things easier for you to declutter because you have a set destination for your decluttered items to go. You can have a bin, a basket, a trash bag lying around your house, so whenever you do come across something that you want to declutter, you can just toss it right into that bin or basket. Whenever you get to that point where your donation bin is filled, make sure you get it out of the house as quickly as possible to avoid temptation to look through it and change your mind about things, because that is definitely something that could happen if you don't get it out of your house right away. Tidy up daily. This one is another one of my best cleaning habits that I have also spoken about on my channel, and tidying up daily really does make a difference. Whenever you see something that doesn't belong, pick it up and put it back where it belongs right away instead of leaving it on the counter. Sometimes we are so busy we don't have time to clean up our home, but you can tidy. Just take 5 minutes, set a timer, and tidy up a space for about 5 minutes, and it will actually really make a difference. For example, if I'm in the living room and I left my shoes out there but they belong in the bedroom in my shoe rack, I will pick up my shoes and walk over to my bedroom and put them back to where they belong the next time that I get up. This has really helped me just keep my space tidy and clutter-free. Also, try to keep minimal things on your counter. Whenever you have a cluttered counter space, I feel like clutter just attracts more clutter. If you just start leaving piles of things there, you're just going to get into the habit of just putting everything into that space. So what you want to do is to avoid that by just putting everything back into its home and try to have a clear countertop as best as possible. I hope you found all those tips helpful and you try them out so that you can have a clutter-free home as well. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed down below so you don't miss next week's video on how to deal with paper clutter. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!